Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I used to bounce back faster. Now it feels like a simple cold knocks me down for a week? Or maybe you've noticed that your doctor visits are becoming a bit too regular for comfort. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're certainly not powerless. See, as we get older, it's easy to feel like our health is slipping out of our hands. But the truth is, there's still so much within your control, more than most people realize. And you don't need a complicated health plan or a shelf full of supplements to take charge. What you do need are a few simple, consistent habits that support your body, mind, and energy. Habits that help keep you out of the hospital and in the driver's seat of your life. Today, we're going to talk about 5 of those habits, things that people over 60 can start doing right now to stay healthier, stronger, and more independent. Because the goal isn't just to avoid hospital beds, it's to live with vitality, confidence, and peace of mind. Let's start with something surprisingly simple, but often overlooked: hydration. I know it might sound basic, but dehydration is one of the most common reasons older adults end up in the emergency room. We don't feel thirst the way we used to when we were younger, and many people stop drinking as much because they're afraid of too many bathroom trips, especially at night. But here's the thing: even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, dizziness, and falls. And a fall after 60 isn't a small thing. It can lead to a broken hip, and that's often the start of a very long road back. So what can you do? Start by tracking how much water you're actually drinking in a day. You might be surprised. Aim for about 6-8 cups, and if that sounds like too much, spread it out. A glass when you wake up, 1 with each meal, and a few sips throughout the day. 2. Hat adds up fast. And if plain water feels boring, add a splash of lemon or a slice of cucumber. Herbal teas count too. Just be mindful of how much caffeine you're having, since it can act as a diuretic. And don't wait until you're thirsty. That's actually a sign you're already dehydrated. The goal is to stay ahead of it, like you're keeping your body topped off, not catching up when the tank is empty. Now, once you've got your hydration under control, the next habit is one that's just as powerful, and maybe even more important when it comes to keeping you out of a hospital bed. I'm talking about daily movement. Not exercise in the gym for 2 hours kind of way. I'm talking about gentle, consistent movement that keeps your joints limber, your muscles strong, and your balance steady. It's not about pushing your body, it's about maintaining it. Think of your body like a classic car. You don't race it. You maintain it, polish it, keep it running smoothly. And if you let it sit in the garage too long, things start to rust. A short walk after breakfast, a few stretches while the kettle boils, gentle chair exercises or Tai Chi in the living room. These small moments of movement are not small in their effect. They're powerful. They help your circulation, they support your digestion, and most importantly, they help prevent falls. And falls, as we said earlier, are one of the leading reasons seniors end up in the hospital. Here's something to keep in mind. You don't need to break a sweat to make progress. Consistency matters more than intensity. Just moving your body in ways that feel good and safe tells your muscles, bones, and joints, hey, we're still in business. Now, I know some people feel nervous about movement, especially if they've had an injury in the past or deal with arthritis or balance issues, and that's completely valid. The key is to find what works for your body. That might be standing up and sitting down from a chair 10 times in a row, or walking inside your home during commercials while watching your favorite TV show. If you're unsure where to start, talk to a physical therapist. They're not just for people in recovery, they're experts in prevention too. And speaking of prevention, let's talk about something most people only think about after there's a problem: sleep. I know it can be frustrating when you're tossing and turning at 3 a.m., wondering if you'll ever get a full night's rest again. But sleep isn't just about rest, it's about repair. Your body uses sleep like a repair shop. It restores your cells, balances your hormones, strengthens your immune system, and clears out waste in the brain. Miss out on quality sleep, and your risk for heart problems, memory issues, depression, and even falls goes up dramatically. So what can help? Start by setting a consistent bedtime and wake-up time. Yes, even on weekends. Our bodies thrive on rhythm. Limit screen time at night because the blue light from phones and TVs can mess with your sleep hormones. And try creating a gentle bedtime routine, something your body can recognize as a signal that it's time to wind down. A warm cup of herbal tea, soft music, light stretching, or even reading a few pages of a book can all help shift your body into sleep mode. And if you're waking up often during the night, make sure you're not drinking too much water late in the evening. Try shifting your fluid intake to earlier in the day so your bladder isn't waking you up at 2 a.m. Quality sleep is one of the most underrated health tools we have. It's free, it's natural, and it can be life-changing if we protect it. Now that we've talked about hydration, movement, and the power of restful sleep, let's keep going with some equally important habits that support your body from the inside out. Because while those daily habits are already a big step toward protecting your health, there's something else that plays a powerful role. Something you can't see, but you can feel. And that's the health of your gut. I'm not just talking about digestion or how often you go to the bathroom. I'm talking about your gut health as the foundation of your immune system, and how maintaining it can help you avoid everything from infections to inflammation, even chronic illness. You might be surprised to learn that roughly 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. It's like your personal defense headquarters, working around the clock to protect you. But here's the catch. As we age, our gut can become less efficient, especially if we've taken antibiotics, eaten a lot of processed foods, or dealt with long-term stress. And when the gut isn't happy, the whole body feels it. So how do you keep it strong and balanced? Start with fiber. It's not flashy, but it's essential. Fiber feeds the good bacteria in your gut, the ones that support your immune system, reduce inflammation, and help with blood sugar control. Foods like oats, beans, lentils, apples, and leafy greens are wonderful options. Even a handful of berries on your morning cereal makes a difference. Another easy win? Fermented foods. These are naturally rich in probiotics, the good bugs that help keep your gut healthy. A little yogurt with live cultures, a spoonful of sauerkraut or kimchi, or a small glass of kefir can give your gut a daily dose of what it needs to function well. You don't need to go overboard. Just a little bit regularly is enough to support a healthy gut environment. And of course, staying hydrated, like we talked about earlier, is a huge part of this too. Water helps fiber do its job and keeps things moving smoothly through your system. A sluggish digestive system can make you feel tired, bloated, and uncomfortable, and over time, it can even contribute to more serious issues that land you in the ER. Now, there's another part of the gut health picture that often gets overlooked: medication awareness. As we age, many of us are prescribed more medications, and while they can be helpful, some of them can disrupt the gut, especially antibiotics, painkillers, and certain antacids. I'm not saying stop taking your medications. Never do that without your doctor's advice, but it is worth having a conversation with your healthcare provider about what you're taking, why, and how it's affecting your body. Sometimes people stay on medications long after they need them, or they end up taking several drugs that interact with each other in ways that cause side effects: dizziness, confusion, constipation, that lead to falls, infections, or emergency visits. A medication review once a year, especially with a pharmacist or geriatric doctor, can reveal a lot. It's a small action that can have a big ripple effect on your overall health and hospital risk. Now let's shift gears for a moment, from the physical body to something just as vital: your social and emotional well-being. Believe it or not, isolation and chronic loneliness have been shown to be just as harmful to your health as smoking or obesity. It affects your immune system, your heart health, even your memory. And yes, it can land people in the hospital, not just from depression, but from the physical toll loneliness takes on the body. But the good news is, it doesn't take a huge social circle or constant activity to protect your emotional health. What matters is connection, quality over quantity, a regular phone call with a family member, a weekly coffee date with a neighbor, joining a book club, or even participating in an online group where you can talk about topics you care about. These things make a difference. Don't underestimate how powerful a sense of purpose is either. Many seniors find themselves feeling a little lost after retirement, especially if their identity was tied to their job, raising children, or caring for others. When those roles shift, it's easy to feel like you're drifting, but your purpose doesn't disappear. It just evolves. Maybe now it's mentoring someone younger, volunteering for a cause you care about, or even sharing your wisdom online. Purpose keeps you mentally sharp, emotionally engaged, and more motivated to take care of yourself. And that reduces your hospital risk more than you might imagine. And here's something else that may surprise you. Laughter, yes, actual laughter, has been shown to lower blood pressure, reduce stress hormones, and boost immune function. So don't be afraid to laugh out loud, even if it's just at a silly TV show, a corny joke, or a memory that makes you smile. That joy? It's medicine. All of this ties together. When your gut is healthy, your immune system works better. When your emotional health is supported, your physical body benefits. And when you feel connected, purposeful, and aware of what your body needs, you're far less likely to end up in a hospital bed. So now that we've touched on hydration, movement, sleep, gut health, and emotional connection, it's time to round this out with something just as important, something that ties everything together and helps keep your entire system running like it should. Because while all the things we've talked about so far, hydration, movement, sleep, gut health, emotional well-being, build a solid foundation, there's one more piece that often gets pushed to the side. It's not as easy to measure. You won't see it on a blood test, but it has a powerful effect on your body, your mind, and yes, even your hospital visits. I'm talking about stress management. Now, you might be thinking, at my age, what do I have to be stressed about? I'm retired, my kids are grown, I don't have a daily commute anymore. But stress doesn't always look like it did when you were younger. It's not always the chaos of a job or juggling responsibilities. As we age, stress becomes quieter, more subtle, but just as harmful. It can show up as worrying about health or about money. It can come from grieving a loss, missing someone, or feeling uncertain about what the future holds. And when it lingers in the background, stress quietly starts to wear down your immune system, your heart, your sleep, your digestion. It raises your blood pressure. It tightens your muscles. It clouds your thinking. And here's the truth most people miss. Chronic stress is linked to an increased risk of hospital visits for heart issues, high blood pressure, even infections. Because when your body stays in a fight or flight mode for too long, it just can't heal the way it's supposed to. But here's the good news. Managing stress doesn't have to mean meditating on a mountain or going on some expensive retreat. It's about finding small, daily ways to calm your nervous system and remind your body that you're safe. One of the simplest tools? Breathing. That's right. Just taking a few deep, slow breaths every day. When you breathe deeply, slowly in through your nose and out through your mouth, you send a signal to your brain. We're okay, we can relax now. Try it right now with me. Inhale slowly and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. That right there? That's medicine. Even 5 minutes of slow breathing, morning or night, can lower your stress hormones and help your body recover. You might also try keeping a worry journal, somewhere you can write things down and release them from your mind. You don't have to solve everything right away. Sometimes just seeing your thoughts on paper helps them lose their grip on you. Or maybe it's prayer, or gardening, or simply sitting outside in the sun with a cup of tea. These moments, the quiet ones, are powerful. They refill your emotional tank. And one more thing, don't be afraid to ask for help. Talking to a counselor, a pastor, or even a trusted friend about what you're carrying inside doesn't make you weak. In fact, it takes strength to share what's weighing on your heart. You don't have to do it all alone, and you were never meant to. When you take care of your stress, when you care for your inner world, your physical health starts to reflect it. You sleep better, you digest better, your blood pressure comes down, your thinking clears, and most importantly, you feel more like yourself again. That's what we're after. Not just avoiding hospitals, but living in a way that feels alive and grounded. Now, I want you to think for a moment about everything we've covered. This isn't about perfection. It's not about doing everything at once or never getting it wrong. It's about making small, powerful changes that add up over time. Drinking more water, moving your body in a way that feels good, getting restful sleep, feeding your gut with foods that nourish you, staying connected to others, to joy, to purpose, and learning how to let your shoulders drop and take a deep breath when life feels heavy. You don't need to overhaul your life. You just need to start where you are. Because here's what most people get wrong. They think getting older means getting weaker, slowing down, breaking down. And yes, some things do change. There's no denying that. But aging isn't a decline. It's an opportunity. It's your time to become even more intentional, more present, more in charge of your life. Every single one of these habits is something you can start doing today. And every one of them has the potential to keep you strong, steady, and out of the hospital. So here's what I want you to do. Pick one. Just one thing that spoke to you today. Maybe it's keeping a water bottle on your kitchen counter. Maybe it's taking a short walk after lunch, or calling that friend you've been meaning to check in on. Whatever it is, make it doable, and then do it again tomorrow. You've made it this far, and that's something to be proud of. But this chapter? It can be one of your strongest, healthiest, most fulfilling yet. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your secret to staying healthy and strong? Or what small habit are you ready to commit to this week? Share it in the comments below. Your experience might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. It really helps support the channel. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss tips, advice, and encouragement to help you live well, stay strong, and feel your best at any age. You're not done growing. You're not done thriving. You're just getting started. Here's to living your best life, one healthy habit at a time.